And there's a very wide mix of people we talk to. Sometimes it's very technical savvy people, and sometimes it's people that don't know what a prompt is.
We have the same mentor.
I think we've outperformed him on something, on some areas.
Oh, 100%. I don't think myself or our team can come up with something that nobody has ever came up with. Tell me the thing which kind of was the biggest disappointment for you the moment you when you joined and you realized something. What was this thing that disappointed you? Hello, you're listening to the Team-GPT Data Room podcast. What's so funny is the Data Room podcast where we build Team-GPT in public. Today with me, we have our VP of Revenue, Andre.
Hello, good to be here.
Very, very good to see you in person.
It's only once a month you see me.
It's not enough.
Okay, I come to Sofia twice a month now, moving forward, just to
really?
double.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
If you double every month, this is a good pace.
Oh, it's similar, same as revenue. Yeah, actually, we need to more than that.
Okay, I like the sound of that.
Let's do it.
We have something here. Looks a bit strange.
Oh my god.
It's okay. It looks okay now.
Yeah.
It's not weird.
It was taking control.
Okay, so Andre, can you? I want to introduce you, but I don't know where to start. Maybe you can do it yourself.
All right, let's do it. I'll tell you maybe the short version. I was born in Portugal, did my studies there. I'm really into sports. I played golf and surf all my life and football back in the day. I then had my first job at Deloitte, where I was an analyst in the financial services industry for Deloitte, which, if you look back where I'm today, it's just such a different world. It gave me some learnings, and then I decided to go to the UK, did my master's in marketing there, came back to Portugal, and worked for 2 years at Microsoft in the for education. So working at Microsoft, focused on the education sector. How do we implement and bring more technology to the classroom, to students, to teachers? And that had both a software side with tools like Microsoft Teams, for example, Minecraft, and so on, but also hardware side with Windows and devices. So it was like a big hardware and software combination. And I worked there for 2 years, which was a great experience with great people. And then I had an opportunity to go back to London, and I joined WeWork at the time, 2018, there was an article, the most hyped startup in the world.
Wow.
And
I have the hurricane.
yeah, no, it was a great journey. I moved completely roles. I was in marketing. Before I was an analyst, and then I moved to become to the sales team as a.
Wait, you were an analyst at WeWork.
I was an analyst at Deloitte.
All right.
Product marketing manager at Microsoft.
Okay.
And now I'm an account executive at WeWork. So
Yeah.
3 different roles in 3 completely different industries. And I think that's kind of part of, I like to explore the unknown and kind of learn it super quickly. And WeWork was such a great journey, and like the highs, the lows. I think it's very easy these days for people to just run off on big unicorns and doubling year on year every year. Everybody looks like a high performer and everybody's so great, but it's actually when the times get tough that you see the high performers. So to me, it was like a big resilience to live it, and amazing learnings from failed IPO, restructuring, kind of.
You lived through you worked through all of this. So 2018.
Yeah.
So
2018, I think at the time we raised one of the biggest rounds, and we're kind of on hyper growth.
How big was this round?
I don't even remember. Like
hundreds of
millions. I don't remember the exact number.
Okay, and what was your job at this stage?
Changed quickly. I started as like an account executive for mid-market, then became senior account executive for mid-market the year after. And this was kind of during the hyper-growth crazy days. So working with very large companies, helping them adopt our product globally. And then suddenly we had a failed IPO, and
Which year? That was
2019.
Oh, so before COVID, there was a failed IPO,
So it
right?
was like September, October, November, and then COVID was like 3, 4 months later. So,
Wow.
and it was real estate, right? So imagine, okay, we had all the press talking about us all the time. It was very easy topic to put on articles. Um, and at the time, we were going to restructuring, and then COVID. So imagine with all the turmoil, you still get a real estate kind of crisis where everybody's working from home. And how do you kind of stay alive as a business? And that was amazing, amazing learnings. And it was really good to be part of it. It was difficult, but it was an amazing experience I'll never forget. And at the time, I had a different role. I became an associate director with Jeco, which is a common mentor of ours. And the reason why I'm here as well, one of the reasons. Um, and we are looking at the largest transactions in the European EMEA region at the time. So just take the top percent of deals that we were doing on a yearly basis, and we were kind of coordinating the team across 10, 15 different countries in Europe and helping them out, implementing best practices and just removing a lot of blockers and helping
How
close deals.
how big was the portfolio?
Oh, the European one was billions, like maybe one.
Billions.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
What are some clients that?
I'm not sure I can say.
You can't say.
There were big deals in Israel.
Okay.
I'll tell you this one, and then you can maybe remove Wix.com.
Wix.
Yes, in
Okay.
Israel, there worked on a bunch of deals with Revolut, and some of the fastest growing companies were working with us because it was so flexible, right?
Yeah.
It's a bit like you had the cloud, and was able to kind of suddenly their data centers were kind of useless or used in a different way, and that scaled with them. The real estate, what we did was exactly the same. So you could scale as you need. You were never committed to an office um, forever. And that's
Mm.
a huge benefit for fast growing companies because you don't invest capex. Um, then eventually things changed and kind of the restructuring was ongoing, and I was asked to focus on London, and which was one of the biggest portfolios. So if we didn't win London and New York, it was kind of the business was not going to succeed. So it was kind of a lot of restructuring, fixing the P&L of portfolio, and kind of managing all sales segments from SMB to just more the enterprise stuff. So it was an amazing time, amazing people, amazing culture. Um, if you watch the series, I was there in a lot of moments. So
Really?
yeah, yeah.
You're in the series.
I'm not in the series, but I was present in some of the
Who
moments
was
that.
it? Who was playing you? Pedro Pascal.
um, and so yeah, it was amazing. And then most recently, I came here, Team-GPT. You can now ask me why I'm here.
No, you're monologuing so well. I don't want to
Okay.
break your flow.
Okay, guys. So
Don't worry, don't worry. I'm so happy to be silent for a bit.
no, I'll stop now. I'll pause here.
But tell me, how did you decide to join?
Um, I decided to join. Um, I felt like everything I've done in life has been a bit like all the decisions I made was because I saw something I really kind of pushed it in a way, and like the Team-GPT conversation was very different from any conversation I've had about the potential I don't know, role in joining a company because it took 1 year or like
One
for the
year,
first time we
yes.
started talking.
It was super annoying.
Yeah, and but ultimately one big realization, and I talk with someone I really like on a weekly basis about this, and he actually uh, gave me some advice on this, is like sometimes there's a river that's going in your life and you just jump on it and you don't think too much. And to me, um, I just decided to go with the flow, you know? Sometimes you're trying to force stuff, and I'm like, I'm in a phase this year, I'm just really trying to kind of remove myself from control and just let the natural just energy of life take me somewhere. And I'm very happy to be here. So I think one of the main reasons is that people underestimate when they take new jobs or join companies is actually the people. Sometimes like, oh, the salary, the package, and blah blah blah, the big name. is important, but I'm very driven by learning and by, um, and most recently I realized how important it is to work with people we like and we trust. We didn't know each other, but we have someone very special to both of us that um, treats us in a similar way. So I was obviously very trustworthy about you. Yeah.
Likewise. Yeah. Very interesting. This thing with the river, it resonates with me so much because I've tried different businesses, and with you know, some things are hard and people tell you you have to persevere, you have to go through the hard times. And with this business, so many of the things are flowing so naturally, and so many things are happening, and I've kind of released a bit of the control, and I'm like, okay, if the river is flowing, and like I will go with it. And then later I had this metaphor. It's like the market pull. That's how they call it.
Mm.
And you know, we as, let's say, founders, salespeople, or whatever, we push, but like if the market doesn't pull, it doesn't work out. And actually, like this metaphor with the river, I've started seeing it more and more. Wherever you see a pull, this is maybe a good place to go, and if you push a bit, it's gonna
Yeah, totally.
do good.
Totally agree.
Good job. Very interesting. Okay, Andre. So you you joined a couple of months ago, and I must, yeah, I must ask you a couple of questions. So what was the you know we had these like let's say negotiations, and we were talking, and like you didn't know what the company is about. We were 12 people when you joined. So tell me the thing which kind of was the biggest disappointment for you the moment you when you joined and you realized something. What was this thing that disappointed you?
No, I think it was like, um, it was actually very funny. But I can tell you what's the most, like one of the other triggers for me to join was the how flexible I like I was speaking with you and the team before I joined, because I remember I joined and even a few meetings before I was part of the team, is like how flexible things could be changed, and like things I didn't like remember I had some as it like, guys, we need to change the website, make it more X, Y, and Z. But I saw that there was a lot of potential to just change stuff if you didn't like them. Um, so in that freedom and autonomy, I think it's very important for people to be successful. Things that I was kind of after a week, I was like, I remember you telling me there's a bunch of deals, like enterprise deals and so on. I'm not sure if I can say this. We'll
You
cut
can
this.
say it. You
We'll
can
cut
say
it.
it.
No, we can talk about I don't know. I think we'll cut this part. But I feel like there was nothing that really disappointed me. Um, it's just a new world for me. Like I'm used to big companies, so it's been more positives than kind of negatives in a way. So there's not one single thing I can point out that kind of comes across.
You know that I'm a big fan of building in public, so I have to now catch this one and say, so we were selling this as like all the deals are flowing, and you just have to come and close them, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, but the reality of it was, at this point I was, so the deals were flowing and flowing. There was so much stuff going on that we didn't know even how to handle, and then I went to fundraise, and
yeah,
there was no like it's kind of our deal generation kind of stopped completely. Then our one of our other guys, like always, he took all the deals that were currently ongoing. So when you joined, there was literally like zero deals.
yeah.
So
That's why I
yeah.
kind of initially I focus a lot more on marketing and setting up foundations that we need and kind of some of the things we're doing. So yeah, again, the river, you kind of just come in and get used to it. So
Mm. Yeah, very interesting.
what has been some of the things you've been surprised or kind of on the positive, on the negative about me?
About you, um, on the positive side, the thing that I like the most about you is that you're like an engine which is constantly going, and it's like pushing the whole organization in every direction. I often joke with you that you're poking,
Hmm.
and but like when you're not poking, it's this constant motion, which is just like pushing stuff to happen here and there. And I see myself as one such engine. The more of these you have, the faster the whole thing is moving. And I know that if I don't spend time on something, I'm kind of comfortable that there will be someone else pushing
Doing.
it. So this was the thing which surprised me the most. Like I didn't expect this from you somehow. With your background from Deloitte and Microsoft and
Even count Deloitte.
enterprise. Yeah.
Alright.
No, I was expecting a senior executive who doesn't want to do anything, and yeah, this was a pleasant surprise that you were very very eager to do many of the things and push them forward. What disappointed me?
Maybe let's skip that one for next time.
No. Where do I start? Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to remember one, but I can't remember
No,
any of them.
I'm perfect.
Yeah. Okay, I'll tell you one.
I knew
It's
you'd say it because I became cocky.
what?
I knew you'd say something because I know I became like I said something. Oh, I'm perfect, and I knew you'd find one to get hit me back.
No. It's a different one. It's one for the future. It's like every time you find someone who is incredible at sales or marketing or something like this, you expect that they'll come and they'll close all the deals ever. And there is this notion that like you have your account book and you have relationships and stuff. And what I've noticed is that you know nobody like when you're building relationships, you don't just want to sell anything to anyone. And I've noticed that you haven't re-engaged anyone that you've worked with before, something like this. And I see why. I know that you want to be sure that you deliver the most value
Mm.
to this previous relationship that you have. And this, to me, it was not disappointing. It was like my expectation was like you come in and you close like 100 deals that with people you trust. But the thing is, exactly because you trust them and they trust you, you want everything to be perfect before.
Sure. I think I'm sure something similar happens to you, and especially as a founder, right? You want to the vision you have for the product is always like 12 months, 5 years ahead, right? And you,
Mm.
oh, I want those guys to see that version that's we haven't built yet. So I'm
Because
sure.
you have one shot, right?
Yeah.
With many of the people,
Yeah,
you show them something, and it has to be worth their time.
for sure.
Yeah. Um, okay. So talking about these like relationships and stuff, you since you've joined, and I've noticed this that you when essentially you're selling the software, right? We have a software collaborative workspace for working with AI models. And what are some stuff that you find bring value to the customer? So you go on a sales call, and like what are like the main themes that you're seeing, maybe in terms of problems that we're solving for them?
Um, well, there's various things. I think, first of all, as you know, we focus a lot of on like non-technical teams and people that are early in their AI adoption journey. So, and there's a very wide mix of people we talk to. Sometimes it's very technical savvy people, and sometimes it's people that don't know what a prompt is. So, and part of our job is just educating them and showing them value on initial sales calls. So a lot of it is just explaining how things work. Like, why is this model different than that one? How can prompts can benefit SEO teams and marketing teams and so on. So it's not really like you're pushing down a sale. Sometimes I even think people come to us and they think, I just need AI. I'm hearing about this and I need it. And they don't come with a specific problem to solve or a specific process they want to automate and make it better. So what I try to explain is just map out your flow of work of your marketing team or your sales team or finance team. What are the tools they use? what are the most repetitive tasks? And those are kind of the wheezy wins where you can start implementing AI. But don't think one specific software, and it could be ours, is going to solve all your problems, because very different teams have very different problems. There will be horizontal platforms like the one we're building, but um, that's typically a more consultative approach. And since we're working on this sales-led motion, just making sure we're there for our clients, and I'm since day one where I'm having onboarding calls with every single customer, and I think that's super cool because I'm getting to hear first line the feedback after the sale, which I don't disappear, and there's a relationship there. But for the first month, we do weekly onboarding calls, making sure they understand how to use it and they're getting the benefit. Um, and that's super important also then to give the product team feedback. So we're now starting to get into a motion where sales and product work more closely, and from each keyword, each key feature people mention that would be useful, oh, this is a nice to have, I want this or that. We're now creating a very tight feedback loop to ensure that, or let's say, our product management and development system is fed more often with sales and client information. So overall, it's just we're not here just to sell. It's more like how do we advise, implement, and consult in a way without being a consulting firm. It's just how do we help you out and don't disappear.
Yeah, you were introducing yourself in the beginning as the education lead.
I have like 5 or 6 roles. I can tell you all of them. I think it's important because different personas can be better for different types of people. So a lot of our clients are education companies and education universities, like I don't know, Johns Hopkins University, Yale, Columbia, etc. So I've worked in education. So in a way, yes, I'm one of the few people together with you and a few more that has worked in education, but I'm the only one on the sales team. So I identify as an education lead, but sometimes I'm an account manager. Sometimes I'm an account executive. Sometimes I'm a recruiter. So it really depends.
Tell me about this.
Recruitment.
Yes. How does so recruitment to me it's very similar to sales because me as a founder, I don't know, 30% of my job is how do I recruit the right people. So it's this constant sales process that I'm into. Like I'm selling the company and why this is the coolest place or the best place or the most impactful place to work at. And me as a founder, I'm selling a vision of why this is so amazing for your career in a way. And this is usually the way I approach it. Now in your case, you're looking for people who are specifically good fit for the sales and marketing team, right? How are you thinking about the whole recruitment process? Like, what kind of people do you need? How do you find these people? How do you find the right qualities in these people?
Yeah, I think the qualities. Maybe I'll start with the qualities, and then the qualities tend to be the same across different roles. Then there's different skill sets that those different roles within the sales team will need. But I think the qualities are coachable people, people that have shown and showed during interviews that they're not afraid of taking feedback and are humble enough sometimes to learn new things. People that move fast. I think you've noticed that, but the reason why I put so much emphasis on speed and kind of getting the engine running, as you're saying, is because the faster a deal closes, the faster you move on to the next one. And the faster you move on to the next one, the faster you're no longer thinking about the next one, which means like if this accumulated, you're going to close more deals every month, every quarter, every year, which ultimately will make your career more successful and you'll get that promotion and so on. So coachability, speed, and then I think those to me are kind of the main two I look for. The third would be just someone that is curious and just likes to experiment stuff and is not afraid of it. In terms of process, like we're a very early stage startup. So right now we have an idea of the people we're going to need in 12 to 24 months time. But right now it's a bit of like everyone joins knowing that they're going to be doing various different things. But we're putting a lot of emphasis on top of the funnel. We're adding some AI to it and experiment with some AI agents and how can they help our BDRs be more successful. Then account executives, we have 2 team members that are a bit more seniors in that aspect that are closing some of the deals. And then customer success to me is a very important function because retention is the silent killer, right? I think, I don't know, someone famous said that and I never forgot about it.
To me, it's Andre who
Yeah.
said that. He's
Yeah?
constantly
Okay,
saying
cool.
it.
Yeah, I keep, sometimes one of the things I do to get my ideas across is just repeating it in a soft way. There's doing it in a more harsh way, but like retention is, if I start saying just informally next to you, retention is a silent killer, or if I start talking about a feature that I think important in a soft way, it's gonna get on people's mind. But the way I think about recruitment is like, it's also like a culture part, right? Do I want to work with this person every day? Do I look up to them? And that's when I'm in interviews, I typically think that, like, okay, should I work for you even if I'm hiring them? And would I be, if we're in inverted positions, like, would this be a good fit for me? Um, and yeah, so those are kind of the things that come to mind. One of the things that I value a lot in hiring for sales role in specific is that if you treat me as a sale, and I can say that 99% of candidates don't treat hiring processes for sales as a sale. And that's a mistake, because if you don't send me a follow-up email about like a topic we discussed, an idea, just a thank you, was really, really great to chat, it kind of puts you on a level above the other 99 candidates that are not doing it. So my biggest advice for people wanting to jump in on sales role, try to find my email address, like you'll find it easily. Harass me until you have a call with me, show me value, and then kind of follow up. That's like sales in a way. And most candidates make that mistake. I don't know if you see the same.
Oh man, like the thing I hate the most is I like someone a lot and they don't follow up. And this kind of, for me, breaks it. And it's like, if you don't follow up with me, you're not gonna follow up with the client. And this is not how we want to treat the clients, right? And everyone who is great, they follow up, they're thankful. This thank you is a very big one as well. Good people, even if they don't get the job, they thank you for the process, all of these things, because sometimes it doesn't work out. And, the thing I see it a lot is, if you say no to someone, if you reject them, they never say anything again. And sometimes it's not the right time. It's not about, you're not a good candidate, but like I'm always taking this, long-term view of it's not working out now, but come to our events, right? We are organizing events each week, and this is what we're telling the candidates. Right now, let's say in development, in AI, I want someone who has built retrieval systems. You're not this candidate, so sorry. Come to our events, read these materials. I usually send them an email with materials to read, and I expect at least a thank you from the devs. I can understand it. From a salesperson, if you don't thank me for my time, you're never getting ahead in a sales career, I would say. I don't know. We talked about this. Sales is about relationships and not about sales, I would say.
Yeah. And like even sometimes I feel like, those candidates you're sometimes on the fence. Like, okay, it's going to be a no because there's this thing here, but if you send a rejection email, people rarely reply. I sometimes think that if you push back on me and like you show me like, no, let me do it, or finally like do extra work, I would reconsider if I'm really on the fence. And like
100%.
that would show me hunger. So for sure.
Yeah, and I in my fundraising process, I was always doing this. Like every time I get a rejection, I was going back to them and I was telling them, giving them more information, telling them more stuff, trying to combat their, rejections. And to me, it was not because I was hoping that they'll fund me or something like this. it was because I was practicing this. Okay, this objection, I need to handle it.
Yeah.
I need to be better, and I'm handling it first for myself, and second for this person. More than once, I built relationships with VCs who did not invest in us. We're now in good relationships. They're sending me, other VCs. I'm sending them founders, and we're in a relationship. Maybe 5 years from now, I'll need to get funding again. These guys, they know that I'm in it for the long run.
Yeah.
And I think this is the way people should be thinking.
I agree. But you're a very good salesperson.
You think so?
Or
We have the same mentor.
I think we've outperformed him on some areas.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, if he's watching right now,
Yeah.
leaving him in the dust.
He'll know.
Yeah. I don't know. Man. What is okay? So we've spoken about the recruitment and everything. In the next 6 months, let's say 6 months, because we're in a startup, I can't ask you for the next 12 months. Next 6 months, main priorities for you.
Pipeline, talent, closing deals, and amazing customer onboarding and success. It's based on that you can then expand. So it's 4. I think those are always on my on my to-do list. I always keep the things I have to do, obviously, but those stay there permanently, and it's just like things I revisit and I look at every day. But yeah, I think it's no different than any other early stage startup. It's how we do each of them better. How do we get the best people? How do we get kind of the best deals? Like, not all deals are good deals. There are deals that are gonna pull your product apart. There are deals that are just not worth it in terms of margin and kind of are very big time consuming. So I think for us, it's going to be about, okay, how do we pick the right deals to work on and how kind of the right verticals and so on. But I'm excited about. I think there's a lot to do. Sorry, go ahead.
Single thing you're most excited about?
Most excited about? It's actually a question I was going to ask you, which is seeing now that we went from 10 people maybe 2 months ago to now nearly 25, 30, seeing how the company, the product specifically, is going to change so fast. So I actually want to put it back on you as you're kind of super involved on the product every day, every hour, super active on it. So what do you think is going to be different in 6 months in our product that even I don't know about, that nobody listening to this has any idea, but that is going to be like magic that nobody has ever seen?
No, nobody has ever seen. Yeah, I think very few ideas are novel, and I don't think myself or our team can come up with something that nobody has ever came up with. But I think that we're extremely good at structuring information, ordering stuff in a good way. When we were doing the educational courses, an ongoing saying in the industry was, people don't pay for the content, they're paying for structure, because the information is out there. You can go on Wikipedia and you can read the stuff. You can find the information on your own. But like, when you come and you pay someone, you pay them for the structure. You pay them for bringing you this seamless experience, which almost feels magical. To me, our product would be in a very good place in the next couple of months with this whole team, if we can, first solve all of these, privacy, security concerns and so on that the enterprises are having. And we have solved them for a number of clients, but we want to automate this whole process. So this is a big chunk of it, which once we're done with, we'll just concentrate on the magic. And the magic itself would be, the paradigm has shifted from people using software to the software using the person. And I'm extremely excited about a next variation, next version of the product that we're currently working on, where you just go there and you take, let's say instead of taking 100 actions in the software, you take like 5 actions in the product, and it happens. What you want happens.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be, a very good setup, a very good prior research that we've done on the company, and we've helped them on board. A lot of it will be AI automation. So many things are now possible with this technology. That and as we add this technology, not only as a way to converse, but we add it to each part of the product, each part of the stack, it will really, really make a huge difference for people. And without them knowing, they will be experiencing a complete new way of working. It's tough to explain, man. I have to show you. We have to meet in 6 months.
Okay, we'll do another one. Let's do a product deep dive in 6 months. And the two of us.
We
that
should.
was a good idea.
We should do it. You wanna work with product. We're constantly joking that this is a title you've never had.
I'm on the product team.
Yeah.
We have a product meeting in 30 minutes.
Oh, are you coming?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay.
Passively listening.
This is very interesting because now, in like exactly 9 minutes, our PR announcement should go out.
Ooh.
And it will become...
I might not be able to go, actually. Maybe I should cancel it so we can take more sales calls.
Wow, this is interesting. Yeah. So it's PR announcement dropping in 9 minutes, hopefully. And then product meeting for the next 3 to 6 months of our product.
Yes.
Exciting.
Very good.
Exciting to work in a startup. I like it a lot.
It's your third one.
Third one is the charm.
Yeah, I was about to say. I didn't want it to get ahead. Is this your favorite so far of the 3 startups?
Yes. Yes, I would say so.
Favorite is it's actually a difficult question, so maybe I'll rephrase.
You're asking me which child of mine is my favorite,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, exactly. So is this your child with more potential?
Definitely. No, the thing is, I'm now, above 30 years old, and I think the younger me was very smart, very eager, very ambitious, but didn't have the right experience to, didn't have enough experience, just, and even though I'm the same person, I now know much more things. I have been in much more situations. And I think I'm in a much better position to build something which is lasting through time, because my whole mindset is about, building stuff that lasts. Well, when I was younger, it was always about, I want to do more stuff and I want to try new stuff. And you say it yourself. You did Deloitte, Microsoft, WeWork. And I was like, I need to do more stuff and I need to try everything. And now I kind of know what I like and what I want to do and how I want to do it. And it's like, I'm like ready to do it. And that's why this child of mine I like the most.
Okay. That's a good answer. I have one more question for you. Actually, I'm not interviewing you. It was the other way around.
But please do.
It's a conversation. You built so much stuff in public, and we have this culture that on the team, everyone can post whatever they want on social media. It's super free. You can do whatever you like. We have our marketing team is going very rogue with some of their comments, and we actually incentivize them to share their thoughts. With so much building in public from you, and you have like an amazing social cadence, what would people be surprised to know about you? Because you're so public. What's something people don't actually know about you?
Oh, I'm a very direct person. I don't bullshit at all. I just like going straight to the point. I can be different. I can, take things slowly. I can, I'm very patient. And you were joking about it in the beginning, some things were breaking and stuff, and I was like super calm about it. And you're like, how are you so calm?
Yeah.
And like these mistakes need to happen so that people learn. I cannot, tell everybody everything, Like they need to, burn themselves. And if it's not critical, it's good for the long term. And if you look at me on the outside, or you get me in some situations, like I could be, I could look super impulsive and like into the moment and like getting angry or like being controversial in some way. Usually, it's very strategic. Like it is very. I'm trying to do it in a way in which it brings value to the other person or to the organization as a whole. I don't enjoy getting in conflict, but I know it's needed sometimes. And if you look me at social media, you would think like this guy has absolutely no filter. On the contrary, it's like kind of a I don't know, measured filter in a way. And the other thing I want to tell you about the public, I'm extremely public about my work because I want to build stuff I'm proud of, and this is a core part of me. But when it comes to my private life, I'm not that public with it, not at all. I would say I'm much more private in this matter, and actually building so much in public, it's kind of people don't even ask you about you. They just ask you about the stuff that you write about. They come to me and they ask, or they have some questions, and I'm like, read this article. I've written this. I've written that, and it kind of shifts away from the topics that I like to keep private. And so yeah, building in public is serving me in many ways. Many times, sparing me some conversations I have to do again and again and again. How did you reach 45,000 users? Please read it. I can't say it one more time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, man. PR should be going in 5 minutes. Maybe we should go.
Let's go, let's go. We need to meet the team and create a vibe in the office. It's going to be good. Thanks a lot for your time.
Thanks so much.